These Steve Walter guitars are some of the most overtone-rich guitars being made on this planet today. Listen to this. This guitar swarms you with overtones and sympathetic vibrations, just making your job as a musician so easy. And with the guitar being such a difficult instrument, that's a pretty nice thing to have under your tool belt. Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today I'm presenting a guitar made by the American luthier and friend of mine, Stephen Walter. Now this one is number 340 from 2024. And it's actually been a little while since I've had a cedar guitar of Steve's, although traditionally that's what I've played the most of his instruments of over the years. For those of you that don't know, I started playing Steve's guitars back in 2013. That was my real first concert guitar that I had, and since then we've kept in touch, and I have had plenty of his guitars over time, and now I'm fortunate enough to represent these guitars in my shop. So, a little bit about the specs of this guitar, because it is very interesting. This is a cedar top with lattice bracing, with what Steve calls his defined resonance area, which basically there's latticing in this area, and then along the borders of the guitar, there is no bracing, but just a second layer of wood, if that makes sense. So moving on, you'll of course see his classic rosette here with little bits of green. This year he was using a little bit of green between each of the main motifs. And of course, this braided pattern along the outside and inside. You'll notice right away when you pick up his guitar, this raised fingerboard. It is very raised in the style of Tom Humphrey, really. And in fact, you can notice the thickness of the guitar going from the thickest point here being in the lower belt to much thinner. And that's how that raised fingerboard is created. And if you're wondering if this raised fingerboard makes it easier to play on the upper frets, 100% yes. It's almost as easy as a guitar with a cutaway. To get up here in 12th position, it's super simple. And when you're playing competitions or concerts, like many of the players are that play on Steve Walter's guitars, it really helps to have that extra reach, and it's why so many people gravitate towards these instruments. Okay, well, look at the back and sides of this guitar. It is Amazon rosewood with this beautiful piece of sapwood down the center. I mean, when Steve uses beautiful woods, man, does he hit it out of the park. It's gorgeous. And then here, you'll see the sound ports, these ruck-style sound ports, I suppose you could say. He does them on most guitars, and it makes it to where you can hear the sound of the guitar a little bit easier, maybe a little bit louder behind the guitar for you as well. The necks are 10 out of 10 on Steve's guitars. I say it every time I have a guitar of his to review. They're C-shaped, they're thin. His setup is perfect, they're tall frets. And Steve is a great guitar player himself, so he really knows what he's looking for when it comes to making a guitar really easy to play. Moving on to the headstock, you'll see these beautiful Scheller tuners with buffalo horn rollers, and these buttons are just really gorgeous as well on here. Standard base plates, and well, what else is there to say about this thing? I mean, we got to dig into the sound a little bit. Now, it's really hard to characterize the difference between cedar and spruce on Steve's guitars, because I don't feel like the spruces are overly bright, and I don't feel like the cedars are overly dark. But I will say there's a little bit more of a punch to his cedar guitars, at least from my memory of them. Maybe the spruce, if you were to say something the most positive you can about, is that maybe it's a little bit more elegant. But I love how raw these cedar ones are. I mean, it doesn't get much more exciting in the basses. And then you get this beautiful, silky sound out of the trebles here. So see, I love this punch. That you get out of these cedar top guitars of Steve's. And this guitar is exceptional. Let's try a little bit more of that same piece. I sort of started playing a bit of Capricho, but let's try it. guitars that you can just feel so comfortable on. As you can tell, there's no lack of sustain. There's no sustain issues even remotely present on this guitar. You feel comfortable staying on notes for as long as you wish. And part of it's because the actual sustain of the fundamental on these guitars, and also because of the overtones and sympathetic vibrations that you get from the other strings. Hopefully you can feel that freedom that I'm talking about. Also a huge palette of colors, right? You never feel exposed, and that's such a wonderful thing for making music. Let's try a little bit of Prelude 11 by Tárrega. You can hear this chorus of overtones. And notice when I start this piece, I don't even have to use vibrato on these high notes. Listen. Just perfect. And then when you really lean into the basses, get that macho sound that you want. And who says you can't get bright? This guitar just inspires you to do all sorts of fun things. But if you're interested in learning more about this specific guitar, check it out at guitarcollection.com. There's a full album of photos, a description for the guitar as well. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and on the website, guitarcollection.com, you'll see an area where you can enter in your email address to subscribe to the email list. That way you get notified about instruments like these before they become available. So, maybe I'll play a couple of other things on this guitar, but thank you so much for watching this video. Congratulations to Steve Walter on another beautiful instrument, and I'll see you in the next one. If you'd like to reserve the next Steve Walter guitar, please write to me. It may just be available, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.